Holy smokes, I think that fucking stream was playing all over the place. Sorry for the echo. You are in the dojo. Cue the music on episode 61 of... Let the music play. Forgot to hit the record button too. But shout out to the viewers listening on Twitter, Fada, Twitch, all over the world. We are also on Spotify right now too. So thank you for listening on Spotify, Apple Music, for our podcast people. Right now we're doing it live. You know, cue the what's that Fox News Channel guy that says do it live, guys? What's his name? Bill O'Reilly.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I'm your host, Young Content, the unofficial Sensei of the culture, mastering youthfulness, contentment, and NFTs. Shout out to you, Different, for telling the gods hate NFTs that my name was Young Content, not Content. I heard they shouted you out on that. What's going on, boys and girls, viewers? How's your mind? How's your energy? Different. Welcome to the first episode of NFT Guru Talk Chill. You fit perfectly in here. You're taking the place of Metamori right now, a legend. How you feeling, beloved?
Well, first of all, I don't think I can ever take Maury's shoes. Maury's shoes are super, 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 super big to fill. But glad to be up here with you guys. I've been watching you guys for months on your guys' talks and been taking my notes. You guys always give fruitful information, so it's an honor to be up here with you guys. So appreciate y'all.
Dude, we're a bunch of idiots, bro. I know we 4chan, we troll. Everything we probably said has led you down the wrong path, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, here and there. I wouldn't say fully though. I'm having a good time. This space is about having a good time while making money. So I think most of it is having a good time.
Tusk.
Oh man, I didn't think I ever said the Tusk thing. The NFA. I've never said Tusk publicly. That was only in the dojo. Sometimes we fail in the dojo too. Shout out to Deskio, McCrushin, Kelsey White. We have a bunch of cool people in here. They're gonna start flooding in. This is not your granddaddy's podcast, all right? There's an interactive chat. If you want to ask questions, please feel free to ask in the chat. We'll get to them. Deadstock, how's your mind? How's your energy, beloved?
Oh, it is protected and secured, my friend. It is getting stronger by the day. But yeah, just everything's great. Another Thursday, get to chill with the fam. Obviously, welcome, Different. Love to have you here for the first time, and really appreciate you taking the time to chill with us. And of course, as always, my brothers, Young, Walshy, another one, baby. Let's get it in.
Yo, what skills training have you been teaching the young Padawans in the dojo? You know, you're the guru. What skills training? What things are you teaching them?
I was teaching them it all starts in the mind.
Okay.
And then from there, we take action.
Some mental combat.
Yeah. You know what I mean? A lot of times, and I heard Mike Tyson say this. It was actually, if I can remember, give me a sec. It was the interview he did with Eminem, where I think he went to go visit Eminem, and Mike used to do these like podcasts where he was in this trailer and he would go visit people, and it was called Hotboxing with Mike Tyson. Anyway, Mike Tyson told Eminem one time, he was like, yeah, because Eminem was like really like fawning over him and really complimenting him, and he said, it's not the strength. He's like tough guys don't win at the highest levels. He said at boxing, we're all strong and all. He says it's a mental game. It's a chess match. He says it only takes one hit for you to get knocked out. So. Try to play the mental game and the rest will follow through.
Sheesh! I gotta give you the APO on that one. Alpha plays. Mental alpha plays. MAOP. MAPO. Walshy, what's going on, beloved? Me and you we got the fuzz going on. The buzz and the fuzz. What's going on, dude? He's muted. Jesus. It's coming. Watch. Abracadabra.
I think you muted me, bud.
Oh, I think so. My bad.
I think it was you. It's all good. I forgive you. No, I'm doing good, man. I think it was last week I missed because I was out with COVID. I got hit with the fucking novel coronavirus, and I was incapacitated for a little while. But I'm back in the saddle, feeling great.
I'm back and I'm better.
And it's great to have you, Different. Shout out to Metamori and of course to Jeremy and to all of our friends that couldn't make it today. But it's great to have a new friend with us here in Guru Talk Chill.
Dude, as
just
a guru,
what do you teach? I'm glad it wasn't moose pox. I'm just glad it wasn't moose pox.
Oh yeah, it could have been moose pox.
That would have been the worst.
Dude, the dojo is super clean. Thank you for your OCD and cleaning the dojo all the time. What have you been teaching the young Padawans, Guru?
To be honest, for the past week, I've been pretty focused on work, and I'm not sure that I've been teaching any lessons over the past 7 days, but
hold on. So this is what you've been hearing in the dojo, guys. Hold on. Let me pause this music for a second. While she hasn't been teaching, this is what you've been hearing.
What soundbite did you just play?
That's the crickets. Just nothing but straight, just silence. Sometimes you just need silence in your life. Dude, you doing good though, beloved?
Doing great, man. I couldn't ask for more in life right now. Things are going great. Yeah, I couldn't be happier, dude.
Nice. Guys, as you see, I'm doing well. Maybe gained another pound because I'm sitting at the computer all the time. Also, the title of today's stream is called Bullmarket or Pullback or Fakeout. And also, these NFT projects need to step up their game as well. So, is it a bull? Is it a pump? Will it dump? And then we'll talk about the NFT landscape. Do these projects need to step up to stay relevant? And we got some surprises, I guess, up some of these gurus' sleeves, some announcements. But first and foremost, I want to start with you, Different. You're our guest here. You know, the announcement of today from the White House or the economy, U.S. economy, we're actually in a recession. All of a sudden, ETH pumps. You know, I'm doing a lot of astrology and charting. I think there's going to be a pump and maybe a fake out. What are you thinking? You know, normally we've been told in the past couple months that once we get into this recession, ETH and everything will crash. Well, how do you feel about this temporary pump? Or is it
honestly, I thought we were in a recession, to be honest with you. I don't think that needed to be announced.
Yep.
I think we've been in a recession. We've been in a bear. I know they call this the bull trap. I mean, this has happened before, right? I haven't been in crypto as long as you have been, Content, but seeing the patterns that I have seen, because everything is always hyper expedited in this space, I do expect some pullback. Just from my opinion and my thinking, I think it maybe pumps a little bit more, and then there's gonna be a big drastic pullback. But I can be wrong, and that's what's fun about this space, right? It's super speculative. What I would say is don't overreach and overextend yourself, and don't beat yourself up if you don't get in on buying more ETH at this point if it does pump a little bit harder. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people that go through a little FOMO phase, and they have hindsight bias. You know, yeah,
Guilty.
hindsight bias. Yeah, hindsight bias, and they end up fucking torching their ass by trying to short ETH or trying to long play it. So, you know, don't stress yourself out. I know plenty of friends of mine that are kicking themselves in the ass for not buying ETH at $900 about 3-4 weeks ago. And then there's people kicking themselves in the ass right now for not having enough money to buy ETH right now at 1,700. So get in where it's comfortable. That's my whole point in case. Get in where it's not stressing you out. If you get in at 1,500 and it doesn't stress you out, if it goes down to 8, then you're riding, you're cruising because you've spent money that you know you're willing to afford. So I do expect drawback though, from my opinion. I think there'll probably be a big drop coming soon.
Let's talk. Biden says he has a recession-proof bill plan coming, like his $800 stimulus checks. What do you buy that? Is it busting or is it disgusting what we're seeing right now?
It's he needs a sleep-proof plan first.
He's 87.
He needs to stay awake, and that's all he really needs to do.
Pelosi's 89.
He's a puppet. She's an old witch. It just is what it is. Like Different said, I mean, they've been trying to deny that we're in a recession, but a recession is defined literally in the dictionary as 2 consecutive quarters of downturn. I saw a clip the other day of this girl, Jean-Pierre or something. She's like one of the new White House press people, and she disagreed with the guy. The guy literally read the definition. She's like, that's not our definition. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, you know,
You're fired.
Is what it is. Yeah, well, I mean, she's not going to get fired. They have to bullshit. The important thing is that people have to realize that there's been a trend at this point. Crypto's been down since last year, since the highs. It's been trending down. We do have a pump right here, which, like Different mentioned, would normally be considered a bull trap. And if we look at the levels, if you just happen to look at the charts, even with ETH, like the last plateau that it really hit before it went all the way down to 900 was this 1800 range. So if we were to hit that and go beyond it, that would be interesting. That might mean we're going a little bit higher, but we called it when it was around 1,000. we said it was going to go back 1200. We said it, I figured it was going to hit around 1450. That bitch blew past my expectations and went to 1600, which just proves the fact that it's always going to go higher than you expect and lower than you expect. And so right now, I think a lot of people have to do, again, like Different mentioned, like Walshy mentioned, whatever's best for you. You have to, if you're long-term and you're just dollar cost averaging, go ahead and scoop up the ETH at whatever price, because you're doing it over time anyway. But if you're trying to make some quick flips, as always, a short time period can be very beneficial and also can be very detrimental. So it's an interesting thing to navigate, but nothing new underneath the sun. Make some moves, be safe, look out for yourself, and
normally when you see tops of something, I've been in the market for a while, you see the Fibonacci or whatever, you see a 60 to 80% pullback. Bitcoin being at 69,000 top, it's a 50% mark would be your 35,000. Do you see it maybe hitting that 80% correction, or is that just for altcoins?
I mean, if we talk 80% correction and we're talking from the highs, which was almost like 5Gs or whatever, I mean, we'd still be looking at around 1,000, around 800, 900. So
we technically touched that, no?
We touched it, but just like all these other prices, all these other prices that. Here's what I'm just going on. I know for the fact that Fed is increasing the interest rates. They just did it again, 75 basis points. I know that tomorrow, and just so everybody knows, I don't know if people are familiar with this, you have options, you got futures. Bitcoin futures are paid up at the last Friday of every month. So tomorrow's going to be very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this pump coincided into this Friday, and this weekend we just see a massive dump. It could go sideways. It really could, but for how long? I mean, it was at 900 for a little bit. It really took about 10 days for it to get, just chilling at 1,200, and then it pumped to 1,400, 15, 16. Now we're at 17, almost 1,800. It's really been a short time frame when you take a step back. It's only been about 2 weeks of this stuff happening, so it could easily just drop all the way back down to 1,200 again, 1,400. And so I would really caution everybody to just,
I hope that would be our double bottom, baby, and we go fucking to Valhalla from there.
Well, here's the thing. Go
ahead, Walsh.
It was June 19th, June 20th. We hit our local low of about 955-ish. And from there, we had a couple weeks of ranging where, and I called this out, and I made plans and I didn't stick to my guns, and I missed out on 70% gains as a result. We were ranging from around $1,050 US to about $1,250, $1,300. And we ranged that way from around June 19th to around July 12th. And on July 12th, we went on this fucking what I thought was a bull trap up to 1,500. And on the way back down, I fully expected us to dump down to anywhere from 1,200 back down to 1,050. But instead, we pumped upwards, and now we're at 1,724. So at this point, what I'm really curious about is, are we going to get that dump back down into the $1,100, $1,200 range, or are we just going to keep sending it up to the $1,800 to $2,000 range? I really don't know which way it's going, but just because of the 1050 that I passed up a couple weeks ago, I'm not confident in entering ETH with my stable coins at 1,700. I don't know. I just feel like we're going to go back down, but anytime I make a call like that, I usually end up being wrong. So do what you will with that info.
You know who's making calls? And I'm gonna share the screen. That I believe. Damn these dogs, man. Damn these fucking poodles, bro. Holy shit. Grandma's poodles are going crazy in my ear. Let's switch the screen. Marin says, new moon, pump, then dump. You have been warned. So, new moon, pump, then dump. You have been warned. I would love to see if this shit comes true or not. She uses the moon cycles. And fuck. Yeah, new moon pump it up. Do you guys follow that? Do you guys believe in, I really believe that maybe you can study the charts, study astrology to do this shit, but degens, they tend to make fun of that stuff.
I mean, I'm not into that stuff as far as the stock market and the cryptocurrency market goes. I think that she's just and if you look at her Instagram, not to call anybody down or anything, but I get the vibe that she's the kind of person that just wants to draw eyes to her socials. yeah, you guys can do your own research on that, but
yeah, there's
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
the moon cycles is going to affect the cryptocurrency.
There's a lot of VCs that have been, you know, I've been in the game for a while. Mike Novogratz, you're even Peter Thiel, who was the fucking guy that on RT Network, the really crazy guy, Bitcoin Maxi dude. All of them have said wildish, outlandish things about they think this is gonna pump, this is gonna dump. You can't, no one knows anything. Okay, you got to really come into this game. No one knows anything. Even the big VC people don't know shit. So, different. What should we be doing? What is this? What's the smart investment right now for people that believe the fake out's coming? Normally, and then we'll keep rotating. Normally, when ETH takes a pullback, NFTs rocket. Do you see that same thing happening?
Take your chart and zoom out. That's what I think.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Zoom out and try to see patterns, but also, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit more of a safe risker. So I don't play with what I don't have. So, you know, I'll just pull out what I need and keep in the market what I'm, you know, willing to lose. So I would say, you know, find some comfortability in that center node. That way you're not pulling your hair out. You know what I mean?
And I think it was McCrushen that said this in a private call we were in one day, but it was one of the boys anyways. Like personally, I don't buy green candles. I just don't think it's a good idea. If I'm going to buy, I wait for a red candle just because what goes up must come down for the most part. So a nice red candle for me is where I'm going to be laying a bet down.
DJs have ADHD, dude. I don't know. They can't be patient enough to wait for the red.
Okay, they'll be poor then. I mean, it is what it is. It's binary. We're not fucking like it's not very hard. Lose your fucking money and then figure out how to make it from there. I mean, you're going to be at some point in the cycle. So hopefully you have more than less.
And Nada said that better, yo. Like
Dead stock is a savage, bro. Dead stock won't hold back. Dead stock doesn't hold back for no one. Not the biggest influencers in this world will not be held back by dead stock's wrath, for sure.
There's a lot of stuff going on this year too. I mean, we have. It was an over 2+ year bull market. We all know that. It was driven even farther because of NFTs. So people who dumped crypto and got into NFTs was able to ride it out for literally like another year. And we're talking about we could talk all the way back to March of 2020 when the COVID shit happened, when everything dumped, and then crypto, you know, the whole fucking DeFi summer into, you know, everything kind of chilling. Then we went into Top Shot, and then now NFTs as we know it. But the stuff that's going on right now is going to be the repercussions of what they've been doing for the past 2 years, the overprinting. Now they have to raise the rates. Like years ago, they could have raised the inflation rate too. I don't remember what year it was, so please, I'm not even gonna try that shit. But it was at 8. They raised the interest rate up to 18%, and things were going along with it. Like the interest rate right now is nowhere near that, and it's only going to be so much more detrimental. And while that's here in the U.S., it's going to obviously reverberate around the rest of the world. And you know, we have the printing that's happened. We have, oh shit, what is it? That one thing that happens every 7 years, that Shemitah stuff. I don't know if people follow that, but every 7 years, this is going to be that 7th year. So I'm definitely expecting September to be very, very bloody. I think the 26th is like the day technically for the Shemitah, but it's every 7 year cycle where the finances just go fucking bloody. And so that happens to be this year. And you know, we're at the end of July. We have 1 month in August, and then we have September. My whole plan, I'm just throwing it out there now instead of waiting to the end of the show, is
throw it out.
If I'm going to sell anything, if I'm going to stash some money, if I'm going to cash out of ETH, it's going to be around this time, because I don't give a fuck if ETH goes up to 2,500. I'd rather secure some funds for the long term, because that's what this is for. It's not for me to make some quick flips, because more than likely, like Walshy said, there's less upside at this point. There's way more downside. So why risk it? Why not just make the moves I can do, or anybody can do, over the next month or so? Not saying it's going to stay around 1,700, and so I think it's at 1,750 right now. But if you can get out before that shit hits under 1,000 again, and you could chill, and then you could buy back in at a lower price or dollar cost average, whatever you got to do, then that's really seems to be the move, and that's what I'm looking at over the next, I'll say, 2 months, like August to September. Because after that, it's not going to matter. Like if shit it's bloody, what are you going to be doing? Selling assets you should have sold, and you put yourself in a position maybe you need the money. If you need the money and you know this stuff, like, please prepare. And if you don't, then dollar cost average in like everything else, because it's not going to hurt you in the long term. So
I'm probably waiting for a Huxley announcement of humans, and then I'm probably going to sell my robot, just secure some profits. I could always buy back in, You know what I mean? I know a lot of DJs don't have jobs like me, and I'm literally gonna have to like Campbell soup it for like the whole September or some shit. Sad.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that though, Young. Like you're calling it out.
Yeah, I don't want to be. I don't want to be a fucking evangelist for my bag.
Yeah. A lot of people don't say that shit though. Like they hold back from saying, "Hey, I'm gonna take profit." Like stop with the fucking bullshit. Like if you need to take profit, take profit. Ain't no one gonna shame you on selling to secure your funds. You know what I mean? Like sell
and
a
on
robot.
that topic.
On that
Yeah,
topic,
exactly.
speaking
Go
of,
ahead, Walsh.
All right, this is the perfect transition to the next topic. NFTs have to step up their game. Mufasa says beans and rice. All right, there is some big news. I really need to give. Just go.
I was just gonna say on that topic, boys, of taking profit. I, for one, I literally own none of the NFTs that you see on my screen right now. I don't own the Coda, and the ape is long gone. So I've been taking profit, and I got stuck in a situation recently where I panic sold my ETH when we were dumping, and I think I probably DCA'd out at around like 1,300. I definitely sold some at 1,100. So I sold a lot of ETH at a price that right now it's really fucking hurting my feelings, and I've been flogging myself about it, just like Different has been saying.
We've all been there, dude.
You probably
We're
shouldn't
here
do.
for you.
So what I've been doing is some of my more valuable NFTs that I have left, I've been selling for ETH, and I've been DCAing back out of ETH at a higher price point. So right now I've got some stuff for sale. If I make those sales, I'll take that ETH and I'll take my profits at 1,700.
Genius.
And hopefully we'll see some lower ETH prices where I can DCA back into ETH, and hopefully in the long term see some of my bags start to rebuild. That's my plan. That's what I'm doing short term.
Way
That's
to
not a bad
go,
plan,
Idaho.
Walshy. Yeah, that's not a bad plan, Walshy. Like I don't blame you 1 minute, bro, because I think I sold some items too around the 1,300, 1,100 range. So definitely hurts. Yeah, definitely hurts.
Yeah, we all did it, and it's one of those things. Like it obviously makes us feel a little more comfortable that none of us are perfect. None of us are calling. I mean, obviously Walsh and I are probably like, well, yeah, we could have sold the shit last year and had way more money. But also, you have to realize that it's being realistic with the situation. We can definitely improve our lives with where everything is at right now, and a lot of us know that if we have the money to make moves, we can make moves. If you just have illiquid JPEGs, it is what it is, and then you're in it for the tech, baby. You're in it for the tech, which we all are. But I mean, real talk, people get in for the money and for the community and all that shit. And the tech kind of is being pushed by people that continue to build in the space, like Young and Walshy and Different.
Dude,
all of us.
The Sensei's brain gears are literally turning overdrive just with this conversation, because the chat is saying 300 to 500 Ethereum incoming. We have Dead Polaroid said the merge is gonna take us to Valhalla with ETH 2.0. My head is spinning. I think I just need to just secure a bag. That's all it is. Just secure a bag. Fuck where these things go, you know. And it's funny, Different, because during this whole year, it was all about speculation. It was all about, oh yeah, we love the art, but we really don't. Oh, we like utility, but we like the hype of utility before the utility hits. And you've kind of been a grounding force. You know, degens, I don't give a fuck what you say. You say it all the time. They just want to make money, bro. And it's true. It's true at this phase right now. All we want to do is make fucking money. We don't care about the art, the lore. Sorry to say it. Maybe 80%, maybe 90% of those people, 10% maybe think that way. But how do you feel about that, Different?
Well, I think the new meta is going into play to earn. I think it's going into games next. I think that's the next wave after, you know, what I'm going to explain. But just because I've been knee deep in this shit, you know, this last 3 months, you guys know, maybe even 4 or 5 months have been like the free fucking mint meta. Like it's just been nothing but fucking free mints over and over and over again. And it gets tiring, man. People degenerating from project to project, liquidating their assets to move over to another project, just losing more ETH, thinking that a 0.1 or a 0.2 is a fucking profit.
It's a
really,
constant
really
sacrifice game. Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks, man. It just sucks. People are just losing their ETH left and right on what they think is going to be a moonshot. So what I think the new community or the new buyers that are in this system kind of reminds me of sneaker flippers. You know, people who flip sneakers, like they bought the shit out of a free mint and they just move from project to project, right? Trying to find that one that moons. But what I've seen the last 3 months, and now being in the particular community that I'm in right now, which I'll vocalize in a minute, what I'm seeing now is that utility is like thrown out the window. People don't give a fuck like about, the tech or what's behind it or who the founder is. They're just like want to secure a fucking bag because everybody is fucking hurting right now for some ETH. So a lot of delisting campaigns have been happening. A lot of burning mechanisms have been introduced into projects to really try to raise the floor, either it be organically or unorganically. People are trying to find this new wave of trying to assimilate together, unify, and make the floor rise together. And you've seen this, Young. I know we've talked a lot about it at the dojo. The project that I'm currently, sitting in and actually advocating for, though it has its ups and downs. The last 4 weeks have been like a roller coaster ride. Is God Hates NFTs, and it's really just been like a fucking movie with how the characters have played out in this whole community and the factions that have been devised and the ups and downs of the floor price and the FOMO panic selling and the manipulators that come into the project. Dude, it's literally like, what I heard is that this is a Netflix documentary and that everything is being recorded. That's the 411 on the project. And everybody in this community is just like so driven to unify together and just not give in to the FUD, right? The fear, uncertainty, and doubt of what happens to all projects. So what you guys had, so if I talk to you, Deadstock and Walshy, about how you guys held Bored Apes as long as you did, and I think this is what's beneficial for me to be up here, because the people that are following me get to see me talk to you guys. You guys are complete fucking savages, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Like, complete savages, in my opinion, are Bitcoin holders, right? That have been holding from the fucking beginning, right? And Bored Ape holders that held from the fucking beginning. There's two similarities that I see with Bitcoin holders and OG Bored Ape holders. You guys rode this fucking wave, right? Like, how did you guys not give in to not selling at 1 ETH, 3 ETH, 5 ETH, 10 ETH, 20 ETH, 40 ETH, 69 ETH, 100 ETH? Like, what was it that like gave you guys hands of fucking diamonds, right? To not give that up, right? Because I know that a lot of the noobs, I know a lot of the noobs in this space wouldn't have the fortitude to be able to do that, because what I see with these new buyers is that they've never seen 1 ETH before. They've never made a 1 ETH sale. They've never made a 3 ETH sale. They've never made a 5 ETH sale. So I feel like they would have just paper handed the fuck out of it a long time ago. You know what I mean?
This is juicy.
So I'll pass it over to you guys. I just want to know that what kind of fortitude it took you guys to hold that long.
Canadian Thor, would you like to take it first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So different for me personally, and this kind of brings up some some kind of painful memories. I owned 3 apes. So my first ape that I minted was a cyborg eye, which is a hell of a lot more rare than the ape that I ended up holding. I did sell that for like 0.6 ETH. And at the time, that was my first big flip. Like, I wasn't used to making that kind of money. I came from like a sports card flipping background where if I made $40, I was like really happy. You know what I mean? So that first flip for me was a big deal. But I instantly regretted it because I noticed the floor going up. And at the time, there wasn't many other projects launching that made me excited. It was like a very different landscape than what we're seeing here today. It was one of very few projects that were active and actually building. So I got back in with the money that I made off that first flip, and I bought another ape, and it's the one that you see in the background, which I no longer own. And I also traded an X copy that I got from Pranksy's NFT box on an even trade with some random guy that I met on it was just a good faith deal. And I ended up getting another ape, which I flipped for a small profit in retrospect. Anyways, from there, the way I was able to keep my last ape is I was able to make a couple flips on random NFT projects like Fast Food Punks. I made like 15 ETH off of a 0.01 investment. And a meta hero, I minted a really good meta hero and made like 15 ETH off of that. So for me, living a modest lifestyle, I had what I needed. I wasn't hungry for money at that point. I had what I needed to get through the next couple of years. And I knew that what Bored Apes were doing at the time it just felt different than all the other projects. And the reason it felt different was the way the community came together and went out and advertised with their apes for BAYC, you know what I mean? And made it into the brand that it is today. A project can advertise all they want. Like they can send tweets out, they can have the best Instagram, they can shit post, but if they don't have the community going out and like coming together and really rallying and memeing is so vital, and like doing that advertising and proving that the community is the best, they're not going to make it to the degree of success that we've seen CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, at one point in time, Azuki, before all that nonsense happened, you know, all the big projects, they wouldn't have gotten to that level if the community didn't rally. So I don't know, I guess I just kind of felt as though it was something I really wanted to be part of, and I didn't need the money at the time. Had I needed the money, would be having a very different conversation today. But I'm glad I held it as long as I did. I think that the profit I ended up turning on my ape at the time of sale was like 48,000% or something absolutely nonsensical. So I'm at the point now where I'm able to buy a couple things that I want for long-term plays, because I know that I'm financially stable for the next few years, as long as I don't click a bad link.
Well said. Before I go to Death Stock, yeah, let's just go straight to Death Stock. Death Stock, what's your take on that question?
Yeah, it's a mix of that stuff with Wall Street too. I mean, when you I got 3. I didn't mint any. I remember the Saturday that we were all Danny hit us up, and him and I were chatting about it, and I said, "Oh, it looks cool." And then they ended up minting out. They had been out for a week already.
Dead Stock told me to mint crypto nitties, y'all, for real.
Yeah, I mean, but I did not tell you to mint apes. So I mean,
but he also told you to mint space buds.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, and you get credit for that too, Walsh. That's all you, because you brought that to our attention. But in the end, I did end up purchasing 3 apes for around 0.4 something each. So around 1.3 ETH, I got 3 apes. During that time, and my whole philosophy is like, I definitely like to hold things long term. Unless it's like the right time to sell, or I feel it's a really big opportunity. So like Walshy mentioned, I had 3. I ended up selling 1 for around, I think 8 to 10 ETH or something. I sold it for 8 ETH, and I sold the dog that came with it for 2 ETH. So I got 10 ETH profit from that. And that kind of survived everything that I was doing at the time, because there was also, as you're waiting, because apes went to, I think even within 2 months, they were only around 2 ETH. So it wasn't like they had blown up yet, but the community was so special. It was funny just kind of like interacting with everybody, that you saw the value there, like Walsh said, so it made you want to hold. And obviously I sold 1, so I had 2 left. So I felt very comfortable through the bull run holding those, along with other plays that we had made too. I mean, I got in early at Cool Cats, I got in early on Gutter Cats, and I got in on Pixel Vault with the comics, and obviously Huxley and all that shit, and then little plays in between. So while this is happening and you're building that kind of portfolio, you feel very comfortable because you feel like the stuff that you're holding is quality. Now, obviously, hindsight's 2020, and while I don't regret any of the moves I've made, obviously I would have been even more profitable if I would have sold literally everything just last year when ETH was higher and when everything was going for more. But even now, with us talking about selling stuff, I do have 1 of the apes for sale, because I do feel that even if we go higher with ETH, I'd rather just have the cash at this point. Since I do have the luxury of having 2 apes, I got 2 mutants, and I've considered it. I have a bunch of other, deed stuff. I got like 5 codas and all that. So I really feel like I'm in a position where, like Walsh said, I'm comfortable with the money that I have. I think selling the ape and a few other stuff will kind of put me in a position to just ride out the next couple of years, because I think once the next bull run comes, up to almost 1,800, and it just seems like it's the move for me personally.
Well, thank you guys both. I mean, look, I commend you guys both for what you guys have done the last year.
Guys, give me a second. Zoom stopped unexpectedly on this.
Okay.
So, guys, you still there? We are live still, or did we lose the live? Holy smoke!
No, we're back.
I'm not perfect.
We're back.
Baby. Yeah, we're back though. We're good.
Yeah, we're back.
Holy smokes! All
and
right.
we're all in the right boxes. So just move me over to the left a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
It really doesn't
Continue
even matter,
the combo.
But go ahead, different.
No, I was just saying I commend you guys both for securing your bags and taking profits where you guys should have. I mean, you guys deserve it. You know what I mean? A lot in this space that doesn't get talked about is taking profits. I know we talk about diamond hands and all this shit, and I know that there's a lot of people that have hindsight bias and they have a lot of regret. You know, they beat themselves up for not selling at a certain point or not holding long enough. You just do what you can with the information that you have at that given moment. So you guys did what you guys had to do, and here we are. So what I think is dope along that whole line, and I'm not sure if you caught that, Young, when they're explaining about community. I feel like that's the reason why I'm going so hard in the community that I'm a part of with God Hates, is because it gives me those kind of vibes. Though I was not in Basie, right? I never held a Bored Ape before. I get the sense that this is kind of what it felt like in the beginning. You know, you had a lot of people in the beginning that were showcasing who they were character-wise within the community. And you had, as a whole, the community coming together and kind of sifting out the bad apples and seeing who was going to be here long-term. And Young, I don't know if you can speak to this because you're in the project as well now because you're a holder. You know, how do you feel about God Hates? Because I know that the community is like, it's totally different from what I've ever experienced in any other project that I've been in. And I feel like it's gonna be something huge that I can't even really put my finger on. It's just an anomaly.
Yeah, you know, seeing, I got my ear to the streets in these communities. I pride myself in like spending hours and hours of studying. And through the philosophy and through the trenches, God Hates NFTs is APO as fuck. Absolutely. Seeing all the stuff I've seen, your community getting a split, coming back together, your Twitter numbers, your Twitter spaces at 300 plus most of the time. Pleb says, why aren't you dirty apes in God Hates NFTs? Ape the fuck in, you cucks. Absolutely. I love the way they talk. I love the way they don't hold anything back. The shit is tried and true. And that's why I have 6 of them shits and like 22 bananas. 8 hater clubs. I honestly think seeing that Moonbirds drops a fanny pack is all only good for these new blue chips that are rising, and it's just gonna take a one spark, you know, and that's why the space, I feel like, wants some shock value. It wants to see the goblin thing again. It wants to challenge Bored Apes again. It wants to be like, I remember Moonbirds and Bored Apes. Moonbirds challenged Bored Apes, and you heard Bored Apes saying, "Oh shit, you know, do I buy one just so I secure the bag so I don't get left behind?" So I want to see that again, and I really think God Hates NFTs or something is going to do that. And you know, I don't want to be left behind. Plus, what you have done with the community, how you're educating them on diamond handing your asset, holding your asset, not flipping. The reason why I think, you know, Walshy and Deathstock are 2 different kind of traders. You know, I know them for a long time. Walshy is more of the moderate flipper and holder, and Deadstock is pure diamond hands. So me and Deadstock share a lot of that same diamond hand value mode. So yeah, what I was saying, God Hates NFTs. I like Ape Reunion. You know, I just want to go where the future blue chips will go, and a lot of these blue chips are slacking. I'm just sorry. I'm just saying it.
I mean, I think we know that. We see a lot of blue chips are slacking. I'm sorry, fanny packs and shirts don't really cut it for me. I'm not really into that. I'm a degen at heart. I think most of these people in this space care about their bags. I think they can care less about a fanny pack, in my opinion. I think they want a fanny pack. I
agree with you there, man. I was thinking about this the other day, different. Like, if I had bought into Moonbirds at 20 ETH, between 20 and 30 ETH, which is where they've ranged, and I nested it for 30 to 90 days and ended up with a fucking fanny pack, and it's not even a cool fanny pack. It's not like a bum bag. It's a fucking, looks like a first aid kit. You know what I mean?
The haha on that one.
I mean, did you see what OK Bears gave their holders? OK Bears gave their holders stickers and a fucking iron-on patch. They waited 4 or 5 months for that shit. Like, I just don't get it.
It's almost disrespectful, to be honest, because to have these teams that are, I'm sure, are working hard and they have these communities, it's like you have to be more creative than that bullshit at this point. Because, yeah, like, what is that? What is the value in that? What are you providing? What is the experience? What is the expectation that you're setting? It's and that's why, if you ask Walshy and I, like, we'd rather make moves with our money at this point than with the NFTs. Like, I know for a fact, like, and Walshy, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I know for a fact, because I know I am, I'm waiting for when this shit bottoms out, because we'll have the money to just go ahead and really, for lack of a better term, just rape the LP, honestly. Like, just actually be able to just enjoy making some of these other moves within the, like, Walsh, are you still doing any of that Bitcoin ETH stuff?
No, but the other day, like last week sometime, I did open an LP position because the volume has been so incredibly low for the past little bit that it just hasn't been worthwhile. The rewards are not there, and I'm not willing to risk 100 grand on, you know, the way that the rewards were. But the charts are starting to spike upwards. So that volume in that it's specifically the ETH to US dollar coin liquidity pool.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to get attractive again. So it's definitely something that I'm considering again in this little time frame, in this window, you know, that maybe I wasn't a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I don't know. I think you're right there, Deadstock, in saying that. I'm not making a whole lot of NFT plays right now, but I'm definitely watching the LP charts, and I am definitely looking for ways to leverage my money into more money. And whether that's just spot trading and buying dips and selling peaks, or if it's putting my money into USDC to Bitcoin LP, or USDC to WETH LP.
Yo, I love this conversation because, you know, a lot of these spaces you go into, they're telling you the alpha that they believe is alpha, which is really not alpha at all. It's just word vomit. It's just words, okay? Not everything is fucking alpha. So when your Twitter spaces is called NFT Alpha Show, I get it. This is called NFT Guru Talk Chill for a reason. So we're gonna give it to you straight. That right there is the straightest way we can fucking shoot the stick, you know, shoot the pool stick, you know, make a play, have a fucking plan. You don't need to be holding JPEGs right now. We could be totally wrong, and ETH could go to 3,000 from here.
And if it does good, I'm gonna sell more shit. I swear to God, I'll sell.
Exactly.
Let it go to 3,000, and I will sell probably all of my shit. No fucking lie. We'll probably sell all of it at that point, because there's levels to this stuff, and I think it's important for people to recognize where they're at. Obviously, some of us have put ourselves in positions where we have NFTs or money where we can still make some moves, and there are still good projects like you mentioned, Godheads, NFTs, Ape Reunion. Those communities have been phenomenal, and you can see it. I definitely want to plug Meme Land, what Ray's doing over there. Obviously,
talk about it, Dad.
Yo, Meme Land is not a fucking joke. The way they've been able to pivot, to adjust, to make sure that they're doing what's right for the community, building up the hype, delivering. Whether it's You're the Real MVP, which I think there's only 420 of. They just did the potatoes. Obviously, Meme Land is even.
Is it actual land, like competing against Sandbox?
No, it's not actual land as far as I know. He's definitely building a crazy economy, but we're not buying land. I think there's something else that's going on with it, but the ecosystem that he's building with it, Ray has been on point so far, and he's been able to navigate the space while everything else has been going down. His stuff has been doing well, along with the other projects that we've mentioned, because people are in it, and obviously this pump definitely helps. But you know what? Pressure bust pipes, and this is the time that we'll see which of these projects, which of these founders, which of these communities are really going to stick together. Because, you know, when everything's good and everybody's happy, everything's going to go well. You know, it just is what it is. There's no conflict. But when conflict is introduced, we'll actually see what people are made of, whether it's the community, the founders. You know, maybe a community falls apart. Maybe the founders fall apart. They don't have what they, you know, maybe they realize they can't keep delivering fucking, whatever the fuck it is, knapsacks and stickers and shit, you know.
Hacky sack?
I
would take a hacky sack before a fucking fanny pack.
Swear to God, go ahead, different.
No, I was just say all speculative. Like, I just feel like all these projects have reached their all-time highs. Like, I don't see no more upward movement. That's just my opinion. Like, I think if you bought a Moonbird at this all-time high, it's not going to go much higher than that. Like, you can't really flip a Moonbird when you've bought it at this rate, or you can't really flip an Azuki if you bought it at this rate. Like, I feel like there's going to come a time very, very soon, in my opinion, that all these people are going to liquidate their assets and either do what you guys are talking about, right? Just take profit, maybe buy into stablecoin, right? Or put it all into one project, right? Go to the project that can actually help them flip money, that's at a very easy access cost, and they see it on the way up, and then they can accordingly, pump and then fucking dump again. You know what I mean? I just feel like there's no more money to be made in some of the projects that are trying to catch Basie, right? Like, I just don't think you can do it with Doodles. I don't think you can do it with any of these projects.
I think there's a term that I want to coin today for that. I think we'll call it the Goblin Method for sure. That is the Goblin Method, is to rise very high and fall from grace very far. So, you know, at the end of the day, Kevin Rose, I know you're a VC. You know, today, Rizzle shits on A16Z and says, dude, we don't need more Web 2 oligarchy ownership of Web 3. I know you mean well. Rizzle is a savage when it comes down to real cyberpunk things and keeping everything decentralized. That's why he does on-chain shit. A16Z is literally going down the board, hitting up your favorite projects. And some people are either happy about that or not happy about that at all. But my point for the Moonbirds is like, dude, I don't even want to see y'all in the metaverse. The little Moonbird, I don't want to see that shit. I'm just gonna say
didn't you tag me in something today, Young? You said A16Z just funded VFriends, like they just gave him a seed round.
Yeah. Gary V is super excited. He got his I think he has the money for that shit though. I don't know why he needs A16Z on that one.
You guys know the answer to that though.
Probably just one of those things where, like, why use your own money when you can use somebody else's? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with people taking out loans because the economy is going down the shitter, or financing things because of the fact that, you know, money is going to be worth less in the coming years. So paying it back becomes easier. Taking a loan out from other investors might just be a smarter move than using all of your own money right now. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but I know that there's a lot of projects out there that do receive big VC funding. And the trade-off to that is you become shackled to your investors, and then you have to take into account what they want to see. And these people are not Web3 NFT natives. These are like Web 2 or like angel investor
eBay
people. Yeah, they don't give a fuck about what happens.
Yeah.
They just care about that revenue at the end of the term. So it's definitely a trade-off.
Yeah,
and I love Rizzle.
I love Rizzle too. And Deadstock, do you think Gary V can pull off being the next Walt Disney with VFriends? Because that's his goal here. Honestly, yeah, I wish him well, but I don't see it. Sorry.
You know what? Next Disney, I don't know about the next Disney, but I can definitely see that a lot of the people that are investing now. Here's the bottom line. A lot of these people with all this money know that they're giving themselves a longer time horizon. So where a lot of people are really like jumped in at the beginning of this bull, jumped in towards the end, or jumping in now, they're trying to make these short-term moves. These people with money, they got in now because they're building for something that they know is going to be worth something the next bull run or 2 bull runs from now and over the next 10 years. That they're looking at 5 to 10 year time frames. So they're not really concerned with any minor losses or implications or people joining in this and that. They're definitely building for the thing that they're looking towards in the future. So I think that's how we should all be looking at it anyway. Yeah, it'd be nice to get a quick win, but I mean, it'd also be nice to hit the lottery. You know what I mean? It's not how this shit always works out. But what you can do is, and we talk about it all the time on the show, where direction is more important than speed. If you're making the right moves and minimizing any kind of heavy losses, you're really going to create momentum and compound growth that really just probably go beyond anything you ever dreamed of anyway. But, you know, it just depends. People have to have the mindset for it, like you mentioned, and people have to have a plan. And even like...
Bruh.
Having stuff at this price, having stuff at that price, where you end up really developing your approach to it. And that's what we've all been able to do, is develop certain approaches that allow us to take on everything. And it looks like it might have froze again. I don't know if you can even hear me.
Zoom, speaking of Web 2, god damn, bro. Web 2 Zoom is asshole. Thanks for crashing twice.
My information was too good, honestly, and so YouTube is just like Google said.
The Illuminati, bro. The reptilians want you, dude. Benjamin Noble says, I'm going all in on stickers. Which project is that? Stickers is the new fiat. Hudson Tucker says, inflation keeps fucking around, and those stickers may be more valuable than fiat.
That's a slap in their face, man. Imagine putting up like fucking 15, 20 grand on an NFT, and 6 months later you get stickers, man. Some shit.
Speaking of,
I mean, Gary just gave you Uno cards. I mean, the fuck. Same
on the
shit.
note of V-Friends, though.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. You got Uno cards.
On the note of V-Friends, though, if you zoom out and look at everything that V-Friends 1 provides, it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like you've got the VCon conference, which you could compare to Ape Fest, I guess, although it comes around once a year rather than twice. And I know that the Uno cards and like some of that stuff might not appeal to everybody, but in comparison to what else is available in the NFT landscape, there's no project offering more than V-Friends and Bored Apes. And V-Friends, of course, are much more affordable as far as entry than Bored Apes, if you see the value in spending that kind of money on the last 2 conferences that will be included in the V-Friends 1.
Oh, he was smart. He made it, what, 3 years, right? That way people
3
have
years.
to buy in again by the next bull run. So
and the gift goat, if you look at the gift goat gifts, like
yes.
they're not cheap, shitty gifts that you would be upset with. Like I'm pretty sure I saw people getting like a limited edition bottle of Johnny Walker Blue and like some interesting stuff that it's more than what other projects are handing out to their holders. So it's good. Just important. I thought it would be important to note that.
Thanks for keeping the balance, Jedi. I really appreciate it. You know, Gary, you're good on my book. I know you're going to be on the show in 2 months, so we'll make sure we just talk about cards and utility. And Benjamin Noble says IRL access plus merch plus financial instruments plus tickets plus community equals a good NFT.
You know what's funny too, Young? Speaking of Gary,
we switched up here, guys, so don't even worry about the switch up. Zoom is literally rugging. Sorry, we're going to keep it this way.
Speaking on Gary, Young, you remember the whole sneaker deal thing that I was helping out with about a year ago, or almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
Gary V wore their fucking sneakers at VCon. On stage. So two of my homies that I was helping put together their company at first, they're doing their own thing now.
They made it. They're doing their thing.
They're doing their thing, man. I'm happy.
Cool.
They're keeping on. So I hope I see that real utility out in the world. Keep going. So
I'm excited to get my CloneX sneakers. My forging event should be coming up in the not so distant future, which I think is going to be pretty cool.
You'll never wear them, will you?
I don't know. I just bought a new pair of shoes and they're in a box in my closet.
You bought a new pair of fucking shoes? Get the fuck out. Go return them right now.
Yo, I've been hearing, you know, we keep it all the way 100 on NFT Guru Talk Chill. You know, I got Big Daddy and Steve Harvey in the dojo talking about CloneX's botching drops. Is that true? Are they kind of losing steam here? I mean, Walshy, you would know. You're a holder of this NFT.
I had was a holder. Yeah, I sold that a couple weeks ago. But what people were saying, it was a botched drop, and it was like Top Shot where there was a big wait list. Like you got into the queue and then you had to wait for like 2 hours to try to claim a hoodie. But if you're a fucking Web3 person, you could have just skipped the line and used the contract. So I mean, like, I don't know, if you wanted to wait in line, good for you, but learn how to utilize the contract. Learn how to use Etherscan. Learn how to mint from contract. Learn how to read transactions that you're
also
signing.
CloneX to blame for creating shitty UI. I don't care if you have to go behind the contract. Not everyone knows that. You know, they created that. They should create good UI.
Yeah, but this is Walshy makes a good point though, because this stuff is important, because in the end, obviously knowledge is power, and there's levels to it. So if you I'm gonna mint this shit, I'm gonna fucking crush her, I'll flip this bottle, this and that, and that's what holds you back, where other people that we knew, Walshy would have been able to do it. I know a buddy of mine, well, QB, he always visits the show and everything. Maury, my boy up in Canada, he minted from the contract. And so it's these little things where the next bull run, people are going to be on a different level, or we're so far ahead of people that they'll be doing what we're doing this year, while we'll have bots and we'll have other little tools and stuff that we'll be able to utilize that'll give us the advantage in making the plays that we want to make. And so I'm grateful for it, because in the end, that's life anyway. Yeah, we have the edge, and it's nice to be on top, but it only comes from the time and effort that we put into it, learning all this stuff and figuring out how to do things to such a level that we're able to get those results and not be held back. That, you know.
And the whole reason that it was a shitty drop was the same thing with like the other side deeds. Projects are trying to find a way, since Ethereum right now is not optimized for 10,000 people to mint something at once, they're trying to find a way to space out claims and transactions so that the gas prices don't spike up to like an absurd amount. To, you know, what did we see? I paid $5,000 for my other deed transaction. You know what I mean? And that was, they tried to optimize that in a way where gas wouldn't spike. It would have been worse than that if they let everybody go at once, you know? So a lot of times in trying to make things better for the consumer, they overcomplicate stuff and it just ends up being a shit show. So in the years to come, we're going to see this hopefully get better. And with the merge, hopefully we're going to see gas fees scaled a little bit better. But again, if people are just going to bid, if they're just going to create gas wars, we're not going to see a solution so long as there's whales willing to pay more than the next guy for the block space, because that's what it is. It's an auction for block space.
Imagine how funny that would be. That would be a straight funny ass moment to see ETH 2.0 and it's still a gas war. Wow.
Well, too, Young, you could speak to this too, though, Young. As far as like people acclimating to, you know, the contract minting and things like that, I think there's a new wave of folks too starting to smarten up about FOMO purchasing and panic selling. You know what I mean? Kind of looking at the ether scans, looking at the block transactions, seeing the manipulations in the floors. Like there really is a new wave of holders that are coming into this space that are learning right now through this whole pre-mint meta, in my opinion. Go ahead, Deadstock. I'll let you speak.
No. What you say to that though is true, man. We are evolving very fast. I mean, you kind of lead that charge of looking at ether scans, looking into the volume of the project, people actually double checking the contract and see if it's audited. You know, you got a lot of these new characters that have come into Web3 that are really detectiving some shit because we're just tired of losing money. What are you saying different? I mean, Deadstock, because now your name is different.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Is it different?
Yeah, it's
no,
all
I'm just
switched.
kidding. No, I'm looking. I'm just messing with you. No, shout out to Mvella. I saw her out there. She's part of the fam. You know, it's one of those things where, like we mentioned, things are going to get more in depth. We're going to keep learning these little things. It was just like I was talking about with the boxing. Like Mike Tyson said, like strength doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you can change, like when you're paying for something on ETH, and you can change the price and make sure you're willing to pay more and tip them higher and all that stuff. But a lot of times that's like just kind of forcing your way into stuff. If you were smarter, you can check. Maybe it's not even something you should be buying. Maybe the volume's not good. Maybe you can get through on the contract. It's all these little different things that come into light that you can end up taking advantage of. And that's kind of what happens when you're also learning constantly, but also part of communities that you're seeing all this new stuff and people that are willing to kind of share information with you, share information with them. So it's just the evolution of the approach. And it's only going to get, it's going to keep switching up. So just the way it is.
Yeah, I look at some of the things I've minted this past year, and it's funny, I really thought all this stuff was going to go crazy. And shout out to just this whole year of talking to the gurus and the dojo. We've literally found some gems. We have some new members in the dojo too that are really, really, really beneficial. And Vela, you must join when the dojo reopens. Shout out to Benjamin Noble from NFTs, You Different, all the you Deadstock, you Walshy. I think we're assembling an Avenger squad that won't let you buy an NFT until extensive research is done. I know that we all are busy and have lives, but the more research and the more eyes we can put on these projects and communicate with each other, the better we're going to be, man. For real.
Hey, that's a great point. Walsh, did you get that care package?
I did. I got.
So I'm gonna pop that open.
Care package right down here, guys.
Yo, this is actually a project worth looking into too, bro. I sold 3 of my Penelopes, but you still bullish?
I love Penelopes, and I mean, I'm probably biased because I've known Carlini for a little while, and I very much trust his leadership and what he's doing. So, but having seen the community evolve and see the community grow, it's like I was saying earlier, seeing the community rally really means something, and it really has a positive impact on that project's trajectory. And if you go spend some time in the Penelopes Discord or even on Twitter, you'll see that those community members, they're pretty tight knit. Like they're always chatting back and forth. They're always joking around on Twitter. and just having a good time. They have games nights and stuff. They play Fall Guys or whatever it's called, and Fortnite. They do that in their Discord.
Don't they have
channel.
a token coming out?
They do, and it's called Token, and I'm not quite sure what it does yet, but that's what I mean. Like they're doing a lot of stuff. They launch grandmas every month. They have a new NFT that shows up in your wallet that holds your Genesis PCC, and each one of those tokens that you receive does something. You can redeem it for something. So I think they have a Ledger Cat that you can redeem in the future for a Ledger device, which I recommend everybody use. And the grandmas, there was a cool little thing with the grandma that it would, you sent her away and then she became proud of you, and she ended up holding a picture of the Genesis cat. So just constantly doing fun stuff like that. And yeah, they got a great community manager and whatnot. So
what is that package, first off?
Let's check this package out, guys. I have an idea what it is because I did order it, but
is that for free for holders? Did I miss the claim?
This wasn't free, if it's what I think it is. Yeah, this wasn't free, but this particular item is listed on their merch website for like $124,000, and you can only get it in limited batches when they release the what do you call that, like a checkout code. So you have to be really quick to get that checkout code, that discount code, whenever they release it, and you have to rush to the website, and then you can get a discount from the $124,000 down to whatever the cost of the item was. So let's just see what's in here. So we've got a per search here, which is just like a crossword puzzle that I'll have to dive into later. And we've got, save this for last. Uh-oh. I think there's some stickers in here.
Oh shit, fiat. There you go, $50 bills.
Got a personalized thank you card from the man himself, Carlini, with a picture of his cat on the front.
This is why it's so important to have a founder like Carlini, like Mr. Peters, like 8Mom. Yeah, you want your founders to always be active. Good job, Carlini.
Some cool stickers here. Carlini, Lucky Cat.
I love those stickers. Those are fire.
No, they're really high quality stickers, to be honest. I mean,
and you didn't have to nest or anything?
No nesting, huh? And it was cheaper, dude. It was like 0.2 compared to fucking 20.
That's, and don't you have
I minted my PCC
coming from the Colorado trip?
Yeah, you minted it for 0.07 or something.
Now this one I really like because this is a pin, like an epoxy pin, and this is Papa. This is their community manager. And if you guys are a part of the Penelope's community, you know that Papa's a really great guy. Always fun to chat with. So I don't know, if I ever make it to a convention, I'm definitely going to rock this pin. And the pièce de résistance. This is what you've all been waiting for.
Drum roll.
This is a limited edition Penelope's Country Club Lucky Cat shirt. You can see in here where the tag would be. It says number 53 out of 100. So this is a limited edition t-shirt. There's only 100 of them in existence, and you can only get them when they release the discount codes every once in a while. But the back of it's pretty cool.
That's dope. That's a fire shirt, man.
Someone's paying $1,000 for that. I wouldn't pay $124,000, but I would pay $500, $600 for that.
I think I paid about $60 with shipping once I used the discount code. So if you guys are part of PCC, keep an eye out for the next time that they release those discount codes and rush to their website, because it's it's just a dope thing to have.
Yeah, I like PCC. I like the Kitty Bank. I like the Treasury. I like things that Carlini is doing. I like his connections. It's like it's like a fucking G Money's. He's like G Money, but people don't give him credit for that. Like, he's really a force.
A lot of the giants in this space are like, they're very soft spoken. The real Godzillas and the people that have made a big difference in the NFT scene, that have been here since like CryptoKitties or before, they're not the loudest voices. You see people like
they go under the radar.
I hate naming people, but like
Ben Morrow.
Say it.
You've got people like people that started doing Twitter Spaces with very limited knowledge of crypto and NFTs. Like, you got your Morgans and Faroks. Somehow they get to 250,000 followers by running Twitter Spaces and having little to no knowledge of what's actually happening.
You mean dumping on other people
and dumping on their followers?
Wait, he was learning. He was learning.
But then you've got guys like Carlini who are, they shitpost and stuff, but they're not necessarily out there to garner the big followings, because that's not how they get their reward. You know what I mean? They get their reward in building a good product and building a great community. So
I feel like if ETH does hit that 300 to 500 range, I'm gonna pick me up some more PCCs. I could see a lot of these projects. I really hope that not all of these NFTs dump. If different, if we go to the $300, $500 Ethereum range, I know we won't stay there long, but I mean, even God's Taste NFTs will take a dump.
Oh yeah, everything will take a dump. That's inevitable. Yeah. I don't think any project is off the. I mean, look, no one's above the process. This is one sentence that is true to anything that I've ever been into. Nobody is above the process. That means any project, any any person, any community, nobody's above that process. So if ETH goes down, then all projects go down. That's just a part of the process. People need to take their profits. They're going to be panic selling. It's just inevitable. So I'm all for it though. I think the space needs a fucking reset. I just think it needs a hard fucking reset. Everybody is tired, man, of the fake shit going on. And you guys have named influencers that I just completely despise, man. Like these people using others as exit liquidity, pumping a bag so they can get momentary ETH to fucking, tornado cash out, get fiat, and then fucking be on their next, move. All that shit's dying out though. They know their time is coming. Like this was a momentary run. This lasted about a year. That's cool. But now we're on to different things. So I'm ready for it, man.
Benjamin Noble, you need to come out with that blog or that Medium post where you said there's no such thing as influencers. There's just business people, and you could be bad and good at business, and there's content creators. And I know for a fact, Farouk is not a content creator. He's a bad businessman, and he has garnered a lot of following. So it's cool to see that you've separated businessman.
He has bad morals. He has bad morals, that guy. So you could tell. It's just not. It's almost here. It's not even ironic, but it's funny, and it goes back to what you, Young, different, and what Walsh were talking about. The people that are bringing value to the space, they're humble and they're quiet, and they're letting you know what's happening, and they're progressing. And the people that gain their value from getting attention because they don't really bring any value, but they get their value from the attention people pay to them, they're the ones who are the squeaky wheels, loud, running spaces, running with really nothing behind it. They'll start shit on Twitter, and then they'll be like, oh no, the type of person that'll hit you in the back of the head, and when you turn around, oh, it wasn't me. Oh, what do you mean? Blah blah blah. Just
wow,
fake ass
weird.
Shit. But you can see that the quality people are building. They're quiet, and they'll let you know it's good as they're progressing. The people that need your attention, that need you while they're doing this stuff, are trying to pivot. They're trying to get you all in their spaces, trying to get you on their email list. They're trying, now you see Morgan's like, oh, I want to teach people about the space now. Why? You didn't give a shit about teaching people about the space. How many grandmothers do you got that you need
God
to
damn it, I was going to say that. You got
Look,
she follows me and I follow her, and I don't have any beef with any of these people, but Young, they all know, I'm not going to really hold back. What do you bring to the space other than just negative
clout
stuff?
Mouth.
Yeah, it's just no value there. They're not building. They're not doing any projects like Rug Radio. It's called Rug Radio. It's for a fucking reason. You stupid idiots. He's gonna rug you with all the shit that he does. So it just is what it is. Do I hate these people? I don't. And do I understand that these people exist because there's great people that exist too? It's the balance of everything on the spectrum, and so it's interesting. But also the red flags are there, and like anything. If I'm driving down the road and I need to make a turn on a dark alley, and that alley looking like it might not be the move for me, my ass might have to find a different route. That's all it really is. I'm just going to keep it moving. You don't have to engage with these people, but you can learn a lot. Even Beanie made a lot of Beanie was the one pushing for free mints all the way a year and a half ago before they even really became a meta.
Okay.
They became a meta. It was really the goblins that blew it up. And then people tried to, but the law of diminishing returns at that point, everybody trying to jump in, only so many people that you can dump on this point. So it's interesting stuff.
I know one thing. If I had a sick grandmother and I felt like I needed to do a fundraiser to raise money for her so that she could get medical treatment, I would not be fucking buying a mutant ape for the same amount of money that I raised the next week with my .eth domain. I would not be doing it.
Dude, she sent me a whole thread of Young, can you not say that publicly? And she sent me this whole thread. I was like, dude, it was from your .eth name, dude.
I got a funny story for you guys with that.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
You know, my boy Scotty used to manage her. You guys know Scott the Fool? Like, he's still my homie. He doesn't manage her anymore, though. He doesn't manage her anymore.
Damn.
No, it doesn't have it on his profile anymore, so I assume he doesn't. But I haven't talked to Scott in like fucking months. But I specifically stayed away from that group after I saw all that shit going down, and I was like, wow, this is
manager.
It goes to show you different. You said
bad.
Bad, real bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it was bad. What I saw happening was fucking bad. Jeez. You know what I mean?
We'll say that for another day. We do know Morgan is a POS, anyways.
We should do a one of these Thursdays. We should just make a list of all the drama over this past bull run and just go in on everybody, because it's not that we just to put it out there, we don't wish any ill will on
not
Morgan
at all.
or Farouk, and
no, they can't come to the same party as me. They can't, like you said, different. Exactly. They're not invited to the things I'm invited to.
Listen, I told Young
you're invited.
I told Young this the other day, like, you have acquaintances and you have friends, right? And then you have this group of friends or acquaintances you just know you can't bring to the barbecue. You just can't come.
You don't come to the barbecue. You don't come to that.
Like, it's just bad for business. Like, we're cool. We get what you are as a business person, but we don't do business like that over here. So we're cool off of you.
What's that saying? When somebody tells you who they are, listen. And so it's like, we're not wishing bad on these people, but we know your mindset. We know the age you guys are. We know how you approach things. There's been repeated, like, and it's all on Twitter. Twitter's basically like a fucking blockchain in itself of people's actions. And so, we're just taking note that you might not be the type of person that we want to surround ourselves with or involve ourselves with, because, it's just not a good look.
Walshy, we're going to say something before I say the last word on that?
Oh no, you go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, I gotta give flowers to the people doing the right things, because we're positivity here. Shout out to Different. Definitely follow him if you're listening to this podcast. It's at D4RNT_. Will lead you in the right way. Will not fluff anything. You gotta be told what you need to hear, and he tells you what you need to hear in a real, loving, organic way. It's feedback. It's not even criticism. It's really beautiful feedback, and he's doing the right thing. Deadstock, Walshy, you guys know where to follow them. They have been holding the fort down for such a long time. They will get their glory to Valhalla indeed. As I rise, they rise. If I make it to Fox as a cartoon, they come as well. Shout out to Benjamin Noble as well from Multiplied. Listen to him, boys and girls. He had his first space yesterday. It was iconic. He's doing it every Wednesday around 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. Benjamin Noble, keep doing what you're doing, leading the pack. Metamori, Jeremy Stormsky. There's so many people that you guys could be following if you would just listen to the Sensei. And I feel like you guys are starting to, there's more people starting to listen to the Sensei. And I'm just a content creator that wants to keep showing contentment to my followers. We could talk shit. Yes, I'm boisterous sometimes. It's all about balance. And I haven't used my community as exit liquidity. We are a community think tank, and I love the dojo with all my heart. The dojo is beautiful.
Oh, you know what? On that note, Ben did ask about graph price and all that stuff. Like, bro, I looked at the chart. It looks like it's flattened out for now. It could stay that way, and it definitely could go lower. So I would just be careful, because even while everything has been pumping, graph has looked flat. So I'd be very careful with any type of coin plays, like right now, like literally, even with ETH. Like, I'd be very, very careful with any kind of token plays, to be quite honest. To answer your question.
Yeah, I was about to drop 1,000 on some altcoins, and I just hesitated. I don't really feel.
Yeah, well, what's going to cause them to pump though in this type of market? You know what I mean? And also I want to shout out Special K, because she's always shows such great love and support for us. So thank you, Queen.
Yeah, thank you, Queen. Special K, got love for that beloved. She's super smart, super knowledgeable. You know what? She doesn't like grinding for whitelist. She says fuck whitelist grind. She doesn't do that shit no more. Who does whitelist grinds anyways? That's just so whack.
Not me. I think that meta's gone, bro. That meta is gone.
So whack. But it's been nice, guys. With this show on episode 61, we are going into an hour and 15 minutes in. I do have to attend to a crazy grandma. I think she wants KFC today, so I'm gonna go pick her up some KFC, feed it to her with her favorite magical spoon. And
with the red beans and rice, you gonna hook her up?
Man,
We
that
have
sound hella
KFC in a
good.
bear market, dude. Okay, it's not fucking
Yeah.
steak.
You know what I'm
48.
talking about, different.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hell yeah, bro. Got me hungry right now.
I'm always hungry, man.
What you gonna eat? Well, that's not
You know what I ate right before here, and I'll tell you what I had. I had
some orange chicken.
Nah, close though. It was rice with some thinly cut flank steak and just like some salad and shit. I really honestly threw it all together, and I threw some hot sauce on it and some
that
cheese.
sounds disgusting. So
Destroyed
rice,
it.
flank steak, hot sauce.
First off, I didn't hear what you said. Did it sound delicious? Yes, I know it was delicious. I smashed it.
Actually,
What do you think? I'm just going to I'm eating some bullshit over here? Come on. It was I'll wait for the stream next time and I'll eat it with you guys.
What about you, Walsh? What's on the menu after the show's over?
Maple syrup.
Well, it's
Canadian
8:30 here. It's 8:30 here already, so I don't know. Usually at around 9 or 10, I'll have some waffles. And actually, dead stock, you're not wrong. I do cover the fucking things with some organic maple syrup. So
Hey.
Yeah, Walsh, do you speak French?
I do, yeah. Oui. Je parle français un petit peu.
Je m'appelle Daniel.
You really speak French, dude?
Oui.
I don't know what to believe on that one, bro.
Yeah, man. No, New Brunswick, where I live, actually, it's the only bilingual province in Canada. So it's the only province that officially speaks English and French. So growing up, that's what I learned in school was English and French.
I saw a video of different squatting 750 pounds. Wild, bro. That was wild. You posted it yesterday. Wild on your Twitter. What are you eating? I guess you're eating cow's blood. What are you doing?
Nah, overly priced California salad. That's the fuck I'm eating. Man.
Okay.
You know, everything here in California is fucking overly priced, bro.
Even for the inflation's already been fucking you up for the last 10 years.
Well, shit, dude, my ass has been sitting in my chair the last 4 or 5 months straight, man, just trying to like find a new routine. So I know I gotta fucking start watching my intake and my diet, bro. So sitting in the chair all day long, bro.
You're disciplined,
gotta
dude.
drink.
You are so disciplined.
Water,
no wonder you're the Web3, the new kid on the block when it comes to the people of Web3.
Young, I'm trying to get back in shape. Let's just say that, bro. I'm trying to get back in shape, so I need to watch what I eat, man.
For sure. Guys, did we miss anything? We went through a gamut of topics. Bull or bear. You know, we're seeing maybe we're gonna get that pullback to $300, $500. I'm going off the new moon. The gurus are going off of logic, so we'll see where that plays out. You have a bunch of NFTs that are effing up. You had Deadstock selling. He's on the market for selling his Bored Ape. Will these things ever have steam again? Find out on a future episode. But guys, did we miss anything?
I think we covered a whole gambit of stuff.
Oh, also yes, Rip the Choco Taco is being discontinued. Good shit, McCrushin. The Choco Taco, iconic ice cream bar.
We'll have to make it homemade then.
For real, sad. So this is the part of the show where I give you all the gong. Please, you know, when you hear the gong, it's the truth. Speak your truth, whatever that truth may be. Please be empowered to speak to the audience. I'm gonna have Different give the last word. We'll go Walshy, Deadstock, and then Different. So Walshy, here's the gong.
Right on. It's great to be back, guys. It's great to get to chat with you all again, Young, Different. Very nice to meet you, my friend. Deadstock, of course, and shout out to Metamori, and of course to Jeremy Stormsky. Love you all. This week I'll keep it pretty simple. I heard something that I really liked earlier on in the week, and I mentioned earlier in the show that I was kind of flogging myself over missing the bottom and missing out on 70% and all that good stuff. So this is something that kind of applies to that. It's important to try and treat yourself the same way that you would want to treat somebody that you're taking care of. If you wouldn't belittle or go too hard on somebody else for making a mistake or for making a certain decision, treat yourself in kind, right? So be good to yourself. Notice your body's signals. If you're noticing that you're lacking concentration and that you're overtired through the day, you should probably get a little bit more sleep and get a little bit less screen time. So be good to yourself. As always, be good to one another, and I will see you all next week. Peace.
Yeet.
Sheesh. I would APO. I wanted to go like that's what's happening right now. The gong for Deadstock right here. Boom.
Thank you very much. Different. It's been wonderful having you on the show, brother. It's been very enjoyable, and definitely look forward to having you on more. And
he's gonna be on more. Yeah, I think he fits right in.
Yeah, you fit right in, brother. And for my message today, I think I'm going to just keep it very, very simple. Discipline. We're all on borrowed time. Things can change very quickly, for good, for bad. And I like to stick to the motto, like, if you stay ready, you don't ever have to get ready. And you see it now that, and it's not really us, but you see people living life so good that we have the luxury of sitting around and crying or being happy about stuff that we want online. You see it on Twitter all the time. And it's really important, I feel, to stay disciplined, because with everything that's going on, especially in the markets right now, yeah, and I'll tie it into, even with me having one of my apes for sale, it would be awesome to make it to the next bull run with 2 apes and all this and that. And it's a cool idea, but in my mind, I feel it would be more disciplined to sell one of my apes, collect the money while ETH is at current prices, and it's a floor ape.
Damage.
I'm not trying
you're gonna do so much damage.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Because if I have a bag that I'm sitting on, I feel way more comfortable than sitting on 2 apes. I mean, I have, a good portfolio as it is in NFTs. And so I feel like everybody should just make sure, whether it is in this space itself, or even with, we were talking about working out and stuff earlier, just make sure that you're doing what you got to do. Working out is very simple. If you want to lose weight, you burn more than you're taking in, you eat right, and you make sure you stay active. You know what I mean? It's a lot of times these things are simple things, but it's not always easy, because we can get in our own way, or life can get in our way. So the most important thing is to find a way, do what's best for you, find a routine, like Different was saying, like Walsh was saying, make sure you stay aware of what's going on, and appreciate the position that you're in, even if it's not a great position. If it honestly it's a bad position, I mean, I could speak, honestly to, personally to, really being in really, really bad spots, whether, mentally or just financially and all that stuff. And a lot of times the thing that's going to get you through it is the grit. You're going to have to tough it out. You find a plan and you make it work, surround yourself with good people. Or also, if you need to remove yourself from people for a little bit, that's fine. Recuperate, recharge, and put something together, and find people that are going to support that cause, because that's really what's going to have you make changes in your life that'll allow you to sustain it for the long time. So we love you guys. Shout out to everybody. Walshy mentioned everybody earlier, and thank you for hanging out with us. On to you, brother.
Well said, dude. Well said. That's some top G shit right there. That's said like a top G for sure. Different. You have the floor. And that's the gong.
Shout out to Metamori for letting me take his spot for today. Very hard shoes to fill there. Appreciate you guys having me on. I think one of the big words that I have for you guys in ending is just touch grass. I mean, Web3 is Web3. Doesn't really take the space of what actual in real life shit is. One of my closest friends who went through AA reminded me this week of an acronym that they use called HALT. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. I think when we get besides ourselves, right, we're either one of those 4 things. And one of those 4 things you have to realize is that, when you're absorbed in your screen and you're getting mad about floor prices dropping, or crypto's not where it's supposed to be at, or the economy's all fucked, really got to take yourself out of out of that situation and really just think about, hey, bro, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely or tired? And most of the time, what I find out of all of those 4 things is that, if you feel lonely about something, you need to reach out and find some relation. We're all going through some similar fucking shit. So, if you're out there having a hard time, reach out to friends, talk to people, find some relation out there. But most importantly for me, to you guys, touch grass. Get outside and get some vitamin D. It's very, very important for you guys not to keep refreshing floor prices every fucking 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Get out there, touch some grass, stop worrying about the binary, start worrying more about your pulmonary. So that's what I'll leave with.
Wow. Well said, beloved. Well said. Jeez. What an episode, everyone. Thank you so much to all the listeners, to the watchers, to the builders, to the shit posters, to the influencers, to grandma. Sometimes I just look at my right hand and I'm saying to myself, I'm so thankful for my right hand. Someone said this shit already, so I'm just taking it from what they said, but that hit me. You have a right hand. You can open doors. You can use it. It's a tool. And sometimes we just take the things right in front of us for granted. So I literally wake up and say, thank you, right hand, every day. I know it's weird, but also I thank my community. I thank the knowledge that we're learning all together through this think tank. This is the way.
This is the way.
And I love you guys. Keep yourself well. Don't look at floor price. Use everything they said, the gurus, and apply it. We're gonna make it out of this stuff, and we're gonna hopefully do the smart thing in the bear market. So looking forward to seeing these conversations evolve when that time happens, if that time happens. And you know the drill. Live the dream, eat ice cream, and dead stock. Above all, what?
Stay content.
Stay content.
Later, guys. Peace. Peace.
Attention.